The Hellcats is a 1968 bikesploitation film that advertised itself in the biker babe subgenre, but ended up as a showcase for exploitation star Ross Hagen. Directed by Robert Slatzer, the Hellcats also stars Duffy, Sharyn, Kinzie, and Sonny West. Outside the Los Angeles area rides the Hellcats, a hard-living gang of guys and gals that serve as drug couriers for a local kingpin. When a police detective is assassinated for getting too close, the detective's brother, a Vietnam vet named Monty, picks up the trail, along with the detective's fiancée, going undercover into the biker gang and their way of life. When a drug shipment gets confiscated, the mob boss takes it out on the bikers, uniting Monty and the Hellcats on a mission for revenge. By 1968, the biker movie boom was in full swing, an ideal genre for independent filmmakers. Biker movies could be made cheap and quickly enough to meet demand, and get away with the kind of lurid content that television couldn't, and that mainstream Hollywood felt too respectable to offer. As production houses like AIP, Mayflower, and Crown International rushed to feed the craze, the fortunes of some actors rose as they began to be cast repeatedly in these kinds of movies. The Wild Angels got Peter Fonda out of his father's shadow and on his own path to stardom, and other future Oscar winners and box office champs were finding traction in the genre. Another actor whose star rose in the biker movie boom was Ross Hagen, a TV day player for nearly a decade. The Hellcats would be his first feature film by just a few weeks. Crown rushed to get Hellcats in the theaters ahead of AIP's The Miniskirt Mob, which also featured Hagen as a lead. Both films also marketed themselves for their biker women, offering a new kind of female character than movie screens had offered before. In fact, Hellcats' original script focused on an all-lesbian biker gang, but the Hellcats that made it on screen aren't an all-girl crew, more of an equal opportunity type of biker gang. So what's good here? The Hellcats delivers what biker movie fans came to see: bikers behaving badly, drunken debauchery, people amusing themselves with sex and violence and drugs, casually committing crimes and defying society by their very existence. For those who found themselves disappointed in everything the American dream was selling, it could be encouraging to see a tribe of outsiders thriving in rebellion. It might have meant more if any of the bikers were more intimidating or interesting. Folks looking for the Sons of Anarchy are going to be disappointed by what qualifies as a biker in this movie, and it's easy to see in many scenes how cheap the film actually is. For exploitation fans, this is 1960s explicit, with the PDAs and drug talk, but still a tease, still coy with what they show on screen. This is what they say a junkie in the Hellcats world looks like. There's a lot of footage of people on motorcycles, but it's a bit light on the action. 1.5 brawls, a biker pool starting around minute 42, one off-screen bike crash, one on-screen strangulation. Hagen's character isn't the most convincing biker, or the greatest detective, and he does seem to need to be rescued a lot. But he does one thing right: he's got toughness to spare. In Hellcats, Hagen shows all the gifts that made him a marquee star on the motorbikes. 1968 was a big year for Hagen. Besides 2 biker movies in theaters that summer, he joined the cast of the CBS TV series Daktari, and was a rival of Elvis Presley in the film Speedway. But Hellcats might be Hagen's most important project that year, for establishing his grindhouse career as an actor, producer, director, and writer for his own projects in all kinds of genres into the 21st century. Maybe one of his best characters might be Landon Ricketts in the video game series Red Dead Redemption. Crown International was very happy with Hellcats' box office, reportedly grossing $12 million in its 1968 run. And Hellcats was a satisfying experience for the filmmakers as well. Anthony Cardoza had been burnt out on making movies after working with Coleman Francis over 3 films. But he collaborated on the screenplay that became Hellcats, eventually producing and appearing in it. The experience, and the film's financial success, reawakened Cardoza's love of filmmaking. Another crew member that appeared on camera was director Robert Slatzer, also playing the crime boss. Slatzer and Cardoza would collaborate again to create 1970's Bigfoot, but Slatzer's biggest splash may be his disputed 3-day marriage to Marilyn Monroe. How to enjoy Hellcats? This movie was made for a rowdy night out at the drive-in. You can get into the biker vibe from a time when bikers and hippies were running in the same circles, but there's no need to take this movie so seriously. The MST3K episode for Hellcats is considered one of the classic Joel and the Bots episodes.
Hey, Steve, mind if we get in on some of that action?
Senator Carter, Senator Linfield, this is my brother's fiancée, Linda Martin.
My pleasure, Miss Martin.
Ah, so she's available.
It's okay to laugh at these bikers from the safety of your viewing chair.